His lawyer spoke and said that he was not forced out, but it sounds like he was bought out.
I don't know if he was forced out, but they probably went to him and said, listen, Angel, it's time.
Let's charge the damn mound.
He's charging the mound.
When someone gets pissed at an ump, they usually bring up one name. He is the poster person of bad umping in Major League Baseball for a long time. Who are people going to blame now? Ángel Hernández is gone from Major League Baseball. That's it. No goodbye, no going to each team and they give him a gift.
It's just a timing interesting to me. Allegedly, Manfred met with some umpires about getting him out.
Mm-hmm.
And then a couple of days later, Angel retires. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird to me. Angel, listen. Angel never ejected me. He's one of the few, although I saw Bryce Harper's ejection numbers the other day, and he's got way more than I ever did.
How many did you have?
I had 10. He's in the 20s.
Is he really?
Yeah, he can drink. And you know what's weird? Well, we'll get into this later, but people don't even talk about how many times he gets ejected. It's like, oh, it's just Bryce, but he gets ejected a lot. Like, that's a lot.
That was a bad ejection the other day.
Yeah, but still, besides that, but like Angel, here's the thing about Angel. Angel was a really nice guy until he stepped behind the plate or onto the baseball field. Like, if you're talking to him about non-baseball stuff, he was great. But for some reason, he just had a knack for making bad calls at the wrong times. And it's a lot of them. And, Replay was supposed to clean it up like he once told me when Replay first came out. He's happy for Replay because he doesn't have to really try because Replay will clean up his mistakes. True story. But, that's sad that an umpire is thinking that instead of trying to get him right. But listen, Angel, you're a good guy to me. We never got into it. So, adios into the sunset, and we'll see you somewhere probably.
I couldn't believe Bryce Harper has gotten thrown out 21 times. I knew it had been a lot, but I didn't believe it was 21. And I couldn't believe Angel's 62 years old. He looks great for 62. Now he can enjoy his retirement as whatever umpires do in retirement. They're actually at home because they run a minor league travel lifestyle. That is not spoken about enough. Like, this dude's been on commercial flights since 91. Probably even before that because he had to make his way up through the bushes too.
Manfred spoke the other day and said the management of umpires is a physically demanding job. It goes beyond just the evaluation, training, and discipline. It also goes to things like thinking about their career path. How long should they be out there? And that implicates things like your retirement program. Let's get some facts in there too. His lawyer spoke and said that he was not forced out, but it sounds like he was bought out.
I don't know if he was forced out, but they probably went to him and said, listen, Angel, it's time. Every time he umpires a game, something crazy happens, especially behind the plate. So I'm sure, although they have a great union, I'm sure at some point they were like, listen, Angel, it's time, bro.
And he was probably like, cool, how much you want to pay me to go?
I don't understand the whole through the discipline. Like, umpires aren't disciplined. It was Manfred talking about, like, making sure they controlled or handed out discipline? Because umpires are never disciplined. Unless they do something illegal, there is no repercussion.
No, every once in a while they get suspended for a game if they do something just mind-boggling. But it was few and far between. I mean, it wasn't like players, when they get ejected, they get, fined, and they just gotta, he was wrong. Like the White Sox game. The umpire was wrong. It was an awful fucking call. And listen, who's to say the next guy would have got a hit or not? But it doesn't matter. That's an awful fucking call to make in that situation. And that guy should be disciplined. Junior Valentine, I think was his name. I hate to call him by name, but that was the umpire. He made the call. He should be disciplined for costing a team a game. Again, we don't know what could have happened. But let's say the Orioles win by one game, beat the Yankees. And that was the one game. These things matter. So, I mean, and that wasn't like a hard call to make. I mean, Vaughn's looking, whatever. I don't know, whatever. But yeah, umpires need to be held more accountable for me.
When the easy one for me is the Wyatt Langford strikeout occurs. Everybody on the planet knows that those aren't strikes. Everybody, right? You could put a little leaguer behind the plate and say, hey, here's the zone. Is that a ball or a strike? And he would know. So MLB approached Ángel Hernández and said, maybe you should retire and we can talk about a buyout. He hasn't upped a game since May 9th. It is now the 28th. The announcement was made on the 27th by him. So they worked on a buyout over the next couple of weeks. And to me, money talks. They eventually figured it out. And the lawyer also did put out a statement. This was actually a few days ago in that Sam Blum article in The Athletic. The lawyer said for Hernandez, what hurts him the most is the pain that his two daughters and his wife go through when they know the criticism is so unbelievably undeserved. Okay.
He clearly gets paid by Angel Hernandez.
Yeah, I don't want family members to have to experience the backlash of you doing a poor job. But at the same time, to say that it's undeserved is
why?
Told by representation.
If a player does bad, if I do bad, my kids have to read about it.
Yeah.
Right? If I have you have a bad game, a bad week, a bad month, you get sent to AAA, they're not like, oh no, I have to hear about it. To my kids, you're like, yeah, kids, I sucked. I had to move on and it's time to go. I mean, that's life. That's a job, especially a job in a public profile like a major sport. I mean, yeah, when you screw up, guess what? It's going to be everywhere, and it should be. You get paid a lot of money to do things, and sometimes you do a bad job. But to have no accountability and then to say, like, it's undeserved, well, listen, nobody wants their kids involved, but, I mean, your kids should know that you did a bad job.
Yeah, it's a result-based job. Like, if you get a call wrong, whether it's 3 calls to Wyatt Langford or it's 1 call in the 9th inning, like, you're going to be criticized, but ultimately it's how you handle it. And I'm sure they sit there and they go, you know, he's such a nice guy, like, he's human too. Yes, he is. And I think it's on MLB, if they don't want criticism from umpires, to do what the SEC did the other day with the LSU play at the plate. The SEC commissioner came out, or the head of the umpiring for SEC, I'm not sure who it was, and he explained exactly how the rule was called and why the game was not put under protest. And it took, I think it was a 2-minute and 10-second video. It took 2 minutes and 10 seconds for that guy to explain exactly why it was called that way. MLB can do this, and you can save face for a lot of these umpires.
This is a good day for the sport, though. I want to make sure we focus on that.
It makes the ump show less of a thing. I mean, I don't know if it's – listen, Angel, like I said, Angel Hernandez is a nice guy.
But that doesn't matter.
I know. He just wasn't a very good umpire.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm not bagging on him as a human being. I want people to understand that. We just wish he was a better umpire.
Yeah.
That's it.
To me, being nice and being good at your job.
But there's also other bad umpires out there.
Yeah, that's why Ump Show will continue. People are already talking about who's going to go next in the world rankings, who's number 1.
I mean, I got a couple names.
Yeah. So Ump Show won't go anywhere. For those of you that are a fan of the segment on Foul Territory, don't worry. We're actually going to talk about that in just a sec. But, I mean, that article from Sam Blum had so many quotes from very prominent people in the industry saying, get the hell out of here. I mean, it had Ron Washington in 2011. He was like, Angel's bad. That's all there is to it. I'm going to get fined for what I told him. But he said, and they might add to it but because of what I said about Angel. But, hey, the truth is the truth. You have Ron Darling. I think he's stuck in a time warp. He's stuck being authoritarian in a game that rarely demands it anymore. And that followed many stories of him basically taking personal shots when players would question calls. And then Ian Kinsler said he needs to find another job. That was back in August of 17. I mean, there's endless quotes, and there are so many stories. It's actually a great documentation of how many crazy viral moments occurred even before that was a thing.
He's the original meme. And that's, whether it's I don't think it's unfair. It doesn't take away what kind of person he is and the smile that he brings and the camaraderie, as he said it, with his fellow umpires. Like, they have a fraternity, and he'll forever be somebody that dudes love to umpire with. It's just, he wasn't that good. He missed more calls than other guys in the league. And I'm glad he's out now, because I had said on the show he wouldn't be in the bottom 5 of most missed calls, and now that he's out of the game, he's not going to be in the bottom 5. So I was right, and that makes me feel happy.
The nice thing, though,
he kicked out Steve McMichael when he was singing the 7th inning stretch one time.
What?
Because he used this. He said something about him, right?
Because he's singing and he goes, "We need a new umpire or something." And Angel Hernandez was like, at Wrigley, hee haw. Yeah,
You gotta be able to laugh that off. Like, you gotta be able to laugh that off.
You've
Can
never
he
seen
even
that
kick him
clip?
out?
It's
He's not in the game.
It's a great clip.
I've never seen that clip.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he threw out Steve Mongo McMichael where he was singing the 7th inning stretch at Wrigley, and he's like, because I forget
AJ
Mongo
loves
said
Wrigley. Loves Wrigley.
Mongo said something about like, I don't know, this umpire's terrible or something, and he went in the middle of the 7th inning stretch. He like looks up and goes, "You're out of here."
That's tremendous.
Braden in the chat, I don't know if you're kidding or not. Scott making rumors again. Who buys out an ump? There's a confirmation from insiders saying that they figured out a finance package for him. That's called a buyout. Newsflash.
They didn't pay him off. A buyout's different than a payoff. Like,
I know, but it's pretty much the same thing though. They say, hey, we're going to give you X amount of money to call it a career. That's a buyout.
Because he wouldn't need to quit. They have no precedent of disciplining somebody, like getting him out or sending him to AAA. So he could just ump till he's 70. So 8 years of their however many $100,000 a year salary, he could easily ask for that.
I don't know they're not going to release what the numbers were, but as soon as I saw the news, I did throw out a tweet saying there must have been something behind the scenes that led to this. He wouldn't just come out of the blue unless there was, say, like a health or injury concern or something like that, which actually did cost him a good chunk of last season. He got hurt. But I was like, late May, we're just calling it right here. That's pretty unconventional. So this is something that had been in the works behind the scenes. So I called it out, and that was the case. MLB is embarrassed about it. I know, but MLB, I actually will give them credit here, is embarrassed because there were multiple weekends at the start of the season when there were so many cool things that went down in the game. And what was trending on socials? Angel Hernandez. That's not a good look for the league. People were pissed. He was the one person that could unite all of baseball social media.
No matter what team. Everybody could agree that Angel did not do a good job.
Like, you could be in enemy territory. You could be a Red Sox fan in Yankee world. You could be a Cubs fan in White Sox world, whatever, right? You go, hey, Angel Hernandez sucks, right? And you guys, give each other a high five or something. Right? It was true. I mean, nobody was like, guys, leave him alone. He's nice. He just made a few mistakes. It was time. That's all. And they handled it. So I want to give credit to the league for getting the job done.
True.
We could have had the rest of the season go like this. And it felt like he was at a point where his effort mode was at a new level.
But it was at a new level in 14 when replay came in, according to AJ's quote.
True, exactly.
I heard that from other guys too. They're no longer in the game. So it's okay. It's okay. He had a good run.
Hey everybody, be sure to like and subscribe for more content.
We're back here every weekday, all year long, so do not miss an episode.
The videos are coming in all day. Here's another video you might enjoy.
Baseball the way it should be covered.